this one right here that keeps the tension.
Well, that's pretty slick.
Yeah, it is super.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Camp and Camera. Today we're at the Big Bone Lick State Park just west of Beaver Lick, Kentucky for the 2025 Spring Tearjerkers meetup hosted by the Bluegrass Chapter. I see a lot of tiny campers in attendance. Should be a pretty good weekend. Let's go. Often when you go to a Tearjerkers rally, they give you like a welcome pack, and here's the one for this year. And I've already taken out, looks like some M&Ms, some Snickers, Twix, some zip ties, which you know you definitely need those camping. A box of matches. I'll check it out. Here's one of those rubber gaskets for the water hose that everybody always loses. That's a pretty good idea. Some Sour Patch Kids. We got Sour Punch. Heck yeah, this is turning out good. Oh, homemade fire starter. I dropped the bag. But they also made us a nice decal for the event. Bluegrass Tearjerkers at the Big Bone Lick State Park. Pretty cool. Here's Joanne making breakfast at our first camping of the year at the Big Bone Lick State Park. We put our clamshell up back here. We put the canopy tent between the two and then draped it over the galley of the Teardrop. This is the first time we've tried this. And Joanne came up with something pretty, I hope it's pretty spectacular because it's supposed to rain after a while. She found that the inside of this canopy tent has Velcro on it, the fuzzy side, and this clamshell has a little lip that has the other side of the Velcro. So she Velcroed these two things together, and I'm hoping that's going to act as a gutter and keep the rain from going down in between the doorway when it rains here after a while. All right, it's raining, and here's an update on the gutter situation. It's working like a charm. Check it out. I'm married to a genius. Hey, so I'm going down the campground and I see this awesome looking awning, and behind it there's a pretty cool teardrop. Who've I got here?
Tom Ashcraft.
Tom, good to meet you, buddy. Take me a walk around this camper. Let me show you what you got here.
Yeah, of course you can see the bat wing.
So Nature Nest bat wing.
Yeah, built pretty well. They're
Is that a 270?
Yeah.
270.
Yep, 270. Like I say, that thing's built pretty well. I was going to build my own, but I ran out of time and wore me out building the camper.
So this is a home-built camper.
Yeah.
And this is a good size camper.
Yeah, it's a 6 by 11, 11 and a half.
6 by 11, 11 and a half.
I put it on a dovetail trailer.
A dovetail trailer.
Cut the dovetail off of it.
How about it?
Brought it up. So. And,
shoot, yeah. I saw you pulling in the campground, and I thought, man, I've definitely got to see this thing. That's probably one of the nicer bat wing awnings I've seen.
Yeah,
this thing is well built.
Yeah, it's well built. Actually, if it's not real bad windy, they say it'll hold 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Buddy, I don't doubt
know if
it.
I would trust it, but yeah, you can just run it out and not even put the legs down, and it just makes it nice and wide open.
And this is called a Nature Nest.
Yeah.
Make sure I get that. Huh. This may be the nicest one of these I've seen.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
How about it?
Yeah, it's got lights up underneath of it. You know, you got 3 lights, one here, one there, and then one over there.
Well, this thing's built well too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is nice. Wow.
Yeah, so got the galley here. Got some ideas off of you.
Yeah.
The slide out stove.
Okay, good deal.
Slide out sink.
Slide out stove and
over
sink.
There. Yep, and then of course the 12-volt fridge.
Let me see that sink. I'd like to see that slide out sink.
It just sits there with magnets.
Okay. That works out.
And then it just slides right out. And then lifts up.
Huh. So the sink is on a drawer.
Yeah.
And then the faucet just raises up.
Yeah.
Is that like a marine faucet?
Yeah, I believe it is.
That's pretty cool.
I just picked it up off of Amazon, I believe.
Well, that sure keeps from tying up counter space.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
They let me give me all this area. I'm a mess anyway when I'm
Yeah, me too. I am too.
I need all the space I can get.
No, that's actually a great idea.
So yeah, it just tucks down and slides on in there. Haven't figured out the drain yet, so I just used a bucket.
Well, when you figure it out, let me know, because I've not figured mine out either.
And they say the stove over on that side, and it slides out, and then the drawer for all the pots and pans and stuff.
And you've got sliding, looks like cabinets on there.
Yeah, they just slide in and out. And they work pretty nice.
Heck
Plenty
yeah.
of storage area. That's why I got to be so big. I started off just building a teardrop, you know, like I said, and I just kept adding more and more, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Well, that's the fun of it right there. Yeah, seeing what you can do with it.
Yeah.
So I got recessed lights underneath your galley top.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's got LEDs up inside and everything. Get some light on the stove, on the countertop.
Well, that's a good roomy galley.
Yeah.
That's a real good roomy galley. I like that.
Yeah, it's got plenty of space there. And this little table there. And that, actually, this sits right there on magnets when I'm traveling.
Okay.
So that just sits right in front of the cooler right there.
Okay. Oh, you've got crank up jacks for your stabilizers.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a fine idea.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't, you know, you get that little rocking, so.
I actually, my stabilizer, I extended all the way out on my campsite, and it's still like 2 or 3 inches, and I had to put a rock under it.
Yep.
So that right there would have kept me from having to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
And them just pop off, and I store them in the front. And, of course, you know, we've got the inside. All storage underneath here. And say I raised it up, and, you know.
Well, now, last
basic.
night at the meet and greet, you told me this thing was tall.
Yep.
But you've got a nice step, though, to be able to get up in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
good.
just built that right on there.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah. So, like I say, it's not much bigger than a regular teardrop as far as sleeping area. Yeah, got a closet over on the far side there, and then, of course, the TV's supposed to be up in that little hole there.
Well, that's all right. And this bed makes it to a couch, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it's up into a couch now, and then it's a trifold. It'll lay flat and take up the whole area.
Well, that's a good idea. And then you've got, I imagine, tons of storage underneath this thing.
Yeah.
Because you've got probably 18 inches down there, 16 or 18.
Yeah, it's about like 16 inches.
Huh.
Because it's locked or not. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so opens that up, and that goes all the way across. There's a door on the other side.
Wow. Man, that's a nice bit of storage.
Yep.
All your lawn chairs and everything.
Yep, all
Heck
them
yeah.
go up underneath there. And then I've got storage here too as well. This front is all storage. Oh, that's locked up.
Storage is pretty important on a camper, I'll have to say.
Yeah, and let me grab the keys there.
Oh, so you can go from the front too?
Yeah, I've got 3 doors on this one.
Wow.
So that's where I've got all my solar and stuff is in there. It's like I say, I've got 2 panels up top. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, check it out.
And battery.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, you are the storage and the electronics king now. You've got this figured out. Heck yeah.
Yep, I've got pretty much everything I need, that's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So we've got, I'm going to guess this is a tankless water heater back here.
Yep, sure is.
So you got your propane tank. That's can't remember how many pounds that is. That a 10 pound? 10 pound tank.
Yep.
Tankless water heater.
And then the shower room.
So that's a shower room.
Yep.
A nature
like a 4x4.
Huh.
Close to it, not quite. It's like almost 40 inches, 42 inches.
Buddy, that's all right.
Yeah. I didn't let it down yet because I haven't figured out how to attach it to here yet.
Right.
Yeah, keep it on there. I couldn't put it, actually I had to make new walls for it because the walls that come for it
Yeah.
was all closed in.
Yeah.
Well, because of the step and everything, and I didn't want to cut that one. So these pop-up awnings, the walls that you buy for those, I bought another one that black matched it and just made my own 3 walls.
Well, that's pretty cool. So how much does this thing weigh? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's not real bad because, like I say, the framing of it
Mm-hmm.
is from a kayak swimming pool. It's from the deck.
Okay.
All the decking on a kayak swimming pool is aluminum, hollowed out aluminum 2x4s.
Okay.
So I had one of them and it was junk. I tore it apart and thought, I'm keeping that stuff just in case. So the framing of it is all aluminum.
Well, buddy, that's a good repurpose.
Yeah.
That sure is.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then actually the subfloor underneath is the actual deck from the pool. So
Really?
that's aluminum, so I don't have to worry about that rusting out from the bottom up.
A camper built from a pool. Now that's a first. That's a first. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
All right, so he has the nicest, I guess, is Batwing a brand? So that's not technically a
Batwing. No, I don't know if Batwing's actually a brand. It's
Okay.
just a style, I think.
So that's the nicest either Batwing or 270 awning I've ever seen, hands down. I mean, that's real high quality.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
And he built the thing out of a swimming pool, so that's awesome. I mean, you can't make this up. This is awesome. So that's a nice camper, man. I appreciate the tour.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good deal. And we have homemade funnel cakes. Jeez, oh man, look at this. And what you know, it's Vince and Pam. All right, Pam and Vince Oak-Attack funnel cake. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God.
So they set the bar.
Oh my God. So what is next, you may ask? How about hot dogs cooking in sauce with a little slaw? Yeah, that's right. Slaw dogs at the campground, son. Check it out, y'all. On the road to Rabbit Hash, Kentucky from Big Bone Lick, and look what I ran across. This old camper here for sale. Isn't this awesome? I would imagine it's a 1970 something model. Let's see here. No, 68. It says this is a 1968 Ford F-350 Aero motorhome. Wow. Don't know anything about it other than this is cool. Check it out. See if we can see inside of it. Oh yeah, pretty neat. All right, so we're going around the campground and I see a couple things. I see a beautiful camper as far as the colors. I see a pretty cool awning that my wife is gonna like. So who have we got here?
This is Matthew Turner.
And Kayla Betcher.
Yep.
Matthew Cable, it's good to meet the both of you. So you've got a DIY camper.
Yep.
And you guys have, is this a new camper?
It's 3 years old.
3 years?
It's got 30,000 miles on it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Putting me to shame. Let's walk around this
let's take
dude.
a
Show
look.
me what
Yeah.
you got here.
Okay. Well, I guess the first thing you wanted to see was this awning.
Yeah, show me this awning.
So here's what it looks like when the awning's off, and it's got this this railing on it, right?
So you put that on both sides, the railing?
Yep. So we've got an awning for both sides.
Okay.
And that's it's stuff you would get in if you go to a marine place that does boats. They have this kind of stuff.
That's
then
pretty sweet.
we had to heat bend. We used a heat gun to bend it to the shape.
That's pretty nice.
And then this canopy just slides right up in there.
So it's a track.
Yep, and it slides right up in there.
Did you make the canopy?
I had it. We've had it made in 3 different places across the country.
Okay.
The canvas started in Oregon, and it just got finished last week in Deltaville,
How about
Virginia.
it?
They added an extra piece to it because it's been a work in progress. But you can see what we got now is a canopy that you can set up that doesn't take any stakes.
Well, that's pretty nice. You can open your door in the middle of the night if it's raining and not get wet.
And it's pretty sturdy.
So this is just an extension pole?
Yeah, well, so it's got a couple clips in it. So one that catches the tent pole, and then the other one for the awning line.
Oh.
And so you bend it, and you can take that part off. And then these are all just tent poles that stick in, plus this one right here that keeps the tension.
Well, that's pretty slick.
Yeah, it is super slick. It's still a little wonky because this has all been, this was machined in Storm Lake, Iowa, and then wait a minute, this might work.
But still a quick setup,
it's
though.
With super quick because there's just a little thing right here, and you rope it in, and it's tight.
And then there you go.
Yep.
I like it.
Well, we're loving it. I don't know how high a wind it takes yet, but it held up last night when it was blowing a little bit.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. I'm really pleased with how the galley turned out. Now it took me 3 tries to get it to make that sound right there.
That's a good sound.
That's a good sound.
I like the sound.
But this is a compound curve, and so to get that 5/8 of an inch even all the way across took some learning.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah, and I built it like a boat on the outside. Yeah, this is all marine paint. Don't apply this stuff when it's too hot.
I hear you.
I made a mistake there. And yeah, we built it like an old diner inside.
You got plenty of storage in there.
Yeah. The way these ribs line up with this means that everything in this box won't move around.
Okay.
And then we got at night, these are just the right height to come on down this way.
That's a nice lightweight hatch.
Yeah.
That's good and clean. Did you use like the strut calculator to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a handy tool.
Oh man, that saved my life. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased that that's out there.
Almost everybody I've known that used that hit it on the first shot.
Yep.
So that works really well.
It's amazing. Yep. And so our refrigeration system is right here, and it's just an ice cooler. But and then our water system is right here.
I like it. Good and simple.
Yep. Yep.
The simpler it is, the less chance there is for it to break down.
Last thing to break. And then here's the thing I haven't quite solved yet. I built this space to hold a grill.
Uh-huh.
And it's over there, but a little grill and all that stuff. But I built it to just fit, so I hadn't thought about how I was going to put a cover on it. So I've got this wonky thing on.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. That's going to come to me one day, and we'll fix it.
There may end up being a microwave oven or one of those little easy bakes or something in there before it's over with.
That's right. Who knows?
I'd kind of like to put a microwave in mine. I just don't know where I'd stick it.
And then let's see other neat things about it. Of course, then is the basement that we got.
Oh, that's nice storage.
Yeah. So this width here is the minimum size width to take this tent and squash it down and shove it in there.
Okay.
So that's how we decided how high the camper was.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So our goal was to get all the camping stuff to be in the camper so that our car didn't have to carry any of it. And
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just hook up and go.
Mm-hmm.
So you got bicycle racks on the front?
Bicycle racks on the front.
What kind of frame is this?
It is custom.
So it's a hand-built frame.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was welded by a company that makes bridges. So it's the frame's going to be around long after the trailer's gone. Here we go. Here's the
I like
inside.
the little way you can open the cabinets. You got the corners of them cut out.
Yeah.
That's
And then,
pretty handy.
you know, and this is all one piece of plywood. So I drilled holes and then did cuts and spent a lot of time sanding it. It looks really nice, doesn't it? I love having my portable power supply.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, so it's a battery, and it'll pop out of here.
Okay.
And I put enough cords so you can plug it in here, so you're not fumbling around in the dark. And then I've got a solar panel under the basement here that I can pull out, and we can charge it up with solar if we need to.
Nice. I like it.
And then one of my favorite tricks, and I forget about it until we get rain like we did last time. I'm on my wife's side, so everything's reversed. I don't know how to work over here. But I just built this little thing. Boy, it's hard to go backwards. Isn't that funny? There. And we got a little tray so we can
That's handy.
set our food in here when we need to eat inside. Because we were driving around, in the desert, and we opened up the door, and one of our curtains just went down the window, down the road. So now we got it so that a hurricane won't blow it out.
So you've put, what are those things? Those
Little grommets. And these are called Common Sense fasteners.
Common Sense fasteners.
That's just the brand of them. But then, yeah, you know, we can have half window if we want, and it's not going anywhere.
All right, you're showing out now.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's
all
pretty
I
slick.
got.
That's pretty slick. I like that. I like that. All right, so every time I look at a teardrop, I see something I haven't seen before. I'm going to take the awning design and the Common Sense fasteners out of this one.
Okay, you got it.
Because the curtain on my teardrop, when I open up my window a little bit, it blows in from the bottom. Those fasteners will take care of that.
Yep.
So if my wife is watching it, now I'm going to have to spend some money on some
There you go.
fasteners.
You're welcome, Joan.
All right, good deal.
All right.
Hey, thank you.
Nice.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm back at the campsite and wanted to share with you this little postcard that they gave me. And they've got a website. Let me see, it is jetsetbetties.com. That's JETSETBETTIES, jetsetbetties.com. And it says you can catch up on our stories at that website. So go check them out.
Hey there. I keep looking for your camera.